Welcome to the happiest, healthiest city in the USA. I promised the Financial Times viewers that I would share some of my favorite movies just for a little fun, but I visited the Hamptons. I was really more of a sort of Locust Valley, Oyster Bay girl. Great Gatsby, of course, is fantastic. I love F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I bring a little bit of his flavor to my writing when it comes to chronicling wealthy people or Wall Street. I spent weekends on Long Island near where The Great Gatsby was filmed. Back in the 1980s, CEOs made about 20 times the average worker, and so until Jamie Dimon and the CEOs at the Business Roundtable want to talk about decreasing their executive compensation, increasing the compensation of their employees, and funding women entrepreneurs, we will not be listening to your Business Roundtable pledge. Shaking things up right here on my YouTube channel and at Davos and Cannes Lions and Bilderberg. Breakfast at Tiffany's is fantastic. I used to live around the corner from where she lived in the East 70s. Every woman in Manhattan wants to be taken to Tiffany's by her boyfriend for that purchase, that little blue box. It's about finding a man who has a heart. And I'm inviting all Davos CEOs to sponsor my show. Chocolate mousse cake with a candle, making a wish. I thought it'd be a great way for the Financial Times to get to know me better. I'm Sandra Rupp. Thanks so much for watching. We've had some scandals lately involving Davos CEOs. And for the gentlemen out there, you'll be happy to know I love intriguing movies with Harrison Ford, like Air Force One. I really like the movies set in Washington, D.C. or about the CIA. Patriot Games is another one. They had some London scenes. I'm a bit of an investigative journalist by heart. I love figuring out mysteries, and as some of you know, I'm very good at predicting things. I read an article in the Financial Times just recently that I think I influenced, that you actually can prove that people with experience and wisdom are better employees to hire. So for all you CEOs pushing the hiring of millennials, we've got news for you. You're discriminating. It's called ageism. Made in Manhattan was filmed actually across the street from where I used to work. I was at 300 Park Avenue, and the Waldorf was across the street. This was a wonderful film, a Cinderella story of a woman who falls in love with a wonderful man and gets to go to the ball at the Metropolitan Museum. So that was a little bit of my life in New York at times. I worked hard 12 hours a day, but also went to quite a few black tie parties and parties at the Metropolitan Museum. All women should have dreams and be able to achieve those dreams. So I believe in valuing Cinderella and the feminine and everything that goes along with chivalry. It was a fun movie set in Manhattan and also in the Hamptons and Paris. It was called Something's Gotta Give. And Diane Keaton, who's an amazing actress, actually tamed Jack Nicholson into marrying someone a little closer to his age in this movie. Real love is something very deep and touching. It's not something predatory. It's not about a fling. It's really about getting to know someone over time and valuing them when a man gets a little scared. But of course he does come back because that is the right thing to do. As a true Anglophile, I loved the Brideshead Revisited series. I actually was lucky enough to attend Oxford for a semester. Julia, of course, was my favorite character. It touches on religion, it touches on love and romance, and the end of life was very touching as well of the patriarch of the family. And given my father died recently, I really could relate to that experience. So now let's go on to World Economic Forum. You know, they only brought 1% more women. The CEOs who are saying that they are going to include other stakeholders are trying to turn us into socialism. One top global CEO even told me that he thinks that he should turn it into communism. This is so dangerous. Everyone should be very worried about what is going on at Davos right now when men are talking like this. We will not accept communism in this country. It's time for the billionaires to set their feelings aside and do the right thing. Because people are tired of the global CEOs having all the power and the money. Right now we're in a situation where CEOs can become billionaires and then they don't pay their employees well. Some of them are even on food stamps, the employees of billionaires. This is morally wrong and ethically wrong. And so for Forbes to put together a list of the most innovative leaders and have 99 men, many who women leaders don't trust, was preposterous. I spoke up about it. There was an article now in the Daily Mail protesting the article in Forbes. Forbes has apologized. Under no circumstances can you say that men are more innovative than women. It's just so wrong. And in fact, what's happening right now is a lot of CEOs are stealing the intellectual capital of the most intelligent women. It happens every day, and it's something that I am going to put a stop to. In addition to the Me Too movement, we need to protect our intellectual capital. And right now, with all of these billionaires making most of the money, whether it be through Google, through Amazon, YouTube, what have you, the women with intellectual capital are being taken advantage of by CEOs. This is something that I want to talk about at Cannes Lions. It's a little scary what's going on. With this recent Jeffrey Epstein scandal, we've seen how dangerous the predatory behavior is. And at the MIT lab, the gentleman who was running it had to resign because of the article in the New Yorker. Ronan Farrow is very much on top of these scandals. There will be more. We know that Jeffrey Epstein was tied to many powerful people. You can watch my Epstein video to learn more about that, because indeed I used to get my hair done on the same block as the Epstein mansion. Played bridge with the big boys at the Regency West Club, and I know some of the guys from Bear Stearns who played there. So I know a little bit about Wall Street, and probably more than I want to know. But I can tell you this, that the economic crisis, it was unfair to most people. The women and children especially, they were the ones that were hurt. Nothing ever happened to the bankers that brought down the banks. And if banks can be brought down legally, there's something wrong with the politicians in charge. And at the time, we know it was the Democrats. So deregulation of Glass-Steagall should have never happened. The evil in the world is greed. So if you only knew what these Davos CEOs are thinking. There's been a lack of inclusive economic growth. These are the things we need to talk about at Davos, Jamie. I love the Legally Blonde series, whether it's going to Harvard Law School or Washington. You can wear pink and really shake things up. So I've learned that over the years, and I really love Reese Witherspoon. I'd love to see more role models like this for young women, and because we have so many things that we need to reveal to the top CEOs. They can no longer take advantage of women. They can no longer be predators. They can no longer steal our intellectual capital. And I will be working with all of you every day to make sure that the women and the children and the good men are protected from bad men, because leadership looks like this. I'm Sandra Rupp. I will stand for all men and women who are being taken advantage of by CEOs who are multimillionaires and billionaires, because I know that the Business Roundtable needs a lot of advice right now. So please stay tuned. Welcome to the happiest, healthiest city in the USA. I'm Sandra Rupp. Please subscribe on YouTube and stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. I've always wanted to meet Liam Neeson, so if anyone knows him.